Rob, is this a big deal or no big deal?
I think it's a big deal. Tom Brady, for a lot of people, is the face of the NFL. And I think it's disingenuous when Tom, I'm going to call him Tom Baloney instead of Tom Brady, acts as if he doesn't know what's going on. Oh, it's football season, I'm so focused in on just football. No one wants Tom Brady to have to take up the cause or have to support Colin Kaepernick. But you gotta acknowledge the problem, that there's something going on.
Yes.
And for Tom Brady to sit here and say he doesn't know what's going on in the league, where this has been a story for over a year, and the host on WEEI said, are you proud that none of your players have participated? What games are they watching? Do they know that Bennett and McCourty last year did it? And then in the game against the Chiefs, what's his name? Marcus Peterson.
Ms. Pete.
Peters for the Chiefs.
For the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
He sat down in that game.
Yeah.
So the whole notion that Tom Brady doesn't know what's going on and is kind of like, well, it's all about football. Well, is that true? So let me see. J.J. Watts is raising money for the Hurricane. Is it football season, or is he like devoid of what's going on socially? You can't have it both ways. But this is the problem I have with Tom, Skip. He always comes off disingenuous. He was disingenuous about Deflategate, where I don't know the ball boys, but I got 100 texts with him, but I really don't know who that is.
He didn't know the ball
okay?
boys.
And then the same thing.
Close with the ball boy.
Same thing that happened during the presidential election. He has the hat in his locker that says "Make America Great" with Donald Trump, and there's all these pictures of them playing golf or whatnot. But then he acts as if he doesn't know Donald Trump or is not tied to him in any way. You can't have it both ways. The worst people in the world are good people who turn their head when bad things happen. And that's how I look at Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers, of all people, plays in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Aaron Rodgers could have easily been like, doesn't happen. Easily skirted the whole conversation. And instead, he acknowledged what was going on, understands that there are problems, what's happening, and even acknowledged that Colin Kaepernick is good enough to play in the league. Yeah. And here's Tom Brady, who won't even touch it. What are you afraid of? Of being honest? I'm not saying he's got to join the call, Skip, but he has to acknowledge that there's a problem going on in the league. That's all.
You know, it's a no deal to me, Skip. You know why? Because he did exactly what I expected.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Okay.
Because he's been Tom. Oh, golly gee whiz, guy. Skip. You know why he won't touch this? He saw the backlash he got for "Make America Great" hat again in his locker. He will not touch it because his base, he doesn't want to upset his base, or he doesn't want to upset the sponsor's base. So he's not touching this. Skip, this is what he said, okay. When asked about the Wells report, when it came out, he was speaking at Salem State. Brady was asked about it. He said, I don't really have any reaction, Brady said. Our owner commented on it yesterday. It's only been 30 hours. If somebody calls you a lie, do you need 30 hours, 30 days, 30 minutes to respond? I need 30 seconds. I ain't no liar. When the reporter asked him that Saturday, Tom, are you a cheater?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. What kind of reaction is that? Skip, Tom Brady is who and what we always thought he was. Tom Brady is not going to touch an issue that doesn't impact or affect him. This doesn't affect. What is the likelihood of Tom Brady ever getting jammed up by the police, Skip? Give me a percentage.
0.
No idea.
What's lower than 0? Can we get negative? Is there such a negative energy that's low? I want the low below. Clearly, there's a number low because you get 20 below 0, 30 below 0.
Okay.
So whatever 0 is, we're gonna go lower than that. So 1,000 below 0. That's what it is. This doesn't affect him. Did J.J. Watt get flooded? But he raised money because there were people that were affected, and it was important to him.
No, it's football season. I can't focus on
J.J.
anything
Watt,
but football.
you need to stick
what
to
are
your
you doing?
sport.
Stick to football.
Your sport is not raising money. You see, as Ben Franklin said, there can be no justice until people unaffected are as equally as outraged as those who are. So by pretending, see, and that's the problem, by pretending that this does not exist. But Skip, in September of last year, he's like, I've always chose to stand and reflect at a moment like this on the blessings that I have. So clearly he knows what's going on.
But he still skirted it. He wouldn't talk about it directly in that Esquire magazine.
But he didn't know. You know, I don't know what's going on. Rob, I'm getting ready for a ball game. How could I possibly know what's going on? I'm not surprised by Tom Brady. Tom Brady is as PC as it comes. He's a sponsor's dream because tall, white, married, handsome, articulate. I will not rock the boat. I will not say anything that will make you even want this dimension of my name. You're going to think greatness. You're going to think pure. You're going to think awesomeness. Am I surprised that Tom Brady took this approach? Absolutely not. Anything less would have been uncivilized.
So help me out. Who is the greatest player in any sport ever?
Michael
Jordan. Thank you. How many times did Michael Jordan speak up or speak out for any social or
And
racial
Skip?
cause? Help me out. Help me
Zero.
out.
And
Zero.
Michael Jordan was ripped as well.
He was.
Okay, so you can't say that people didn't rip Michael Jordan because I totally agree. Michael dropped the ball. Michael was about selling T-shirts and soda pop and sneakers. That's all he was
I assume
interested
he's
in.
still dropping the ball because I don't hear a word
Well,
from Michael
he
Jordan.
gave $5 million, but Skip, here's the thing now. Just because Michael did it as the greatest doesn't make it right.
We're saying that it's not right.
Two wrongs don't make it right. Don't make a left either. But Michael was wrong in that case, and Tom is clearly wrong in this. But what do I expect?
So to your point about the Wells report, just remember, Tom Brady is a guy who doesn't say much, but he does it all. And when it's time to play football, I think we all agree he plays football at a high level. And he is widely acknowledged now as the greatest quarterback ever, although you say he's the luckiest quarterback ever. But you can't take away what he did in the fourth quarter against the Seahawks and the fourth quarter in overtime against the Atlanta Falcons on the biggest stage in the sport. So he's a put up and shut up guy. He just puts up. So instead of speaking out at Salem State that night, he chose to take it to the court of law. And did he not speak loudly in a court of law? Because I've never seen any player ever fight that long in a court of law. And he won at the first level, Judge Berman's court in Manhattan, and he took it to the appellate court, and he lost 2-1. One judge was for him, 2 were against him. And I know because I know several people very close to him, they had planned to take this to the Supreme Court and they just ran out of time, somewhat out of money because he was spending a lot of the NFLPA's money here. And in the end, he said, I'm becoming a distraction for my team, my teammates. I'm going to swallow the 4 games. And did he not come back with a vengeance? I think he did.
Well, he could have took it to the Supreme Court, but he didn't want to come out of his own pocket to prove whether or not he did or didn't. As long as he was putting the NFLPA's coffers, he had no problem with that. But when the money was drying up and the players started complaining.
So obviously, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are 2 very different individuals.
Yes.
And Aaron's got a much bigger social conscience to me. We talked about this last week, I guess, when the ESPN, the magazine piece came out. But in that piece, he was interviewed for that piece in July and then again briefly in early August. So it was complete offset. You know, it was before everything had started to take shape and take hold. And he made it very clear, I think, because of his protests, he's not on a roster, Colin Kaepernick. And yet Aaron made it very clear in his quotes the second time that he called the reporter back to sort of flesh out his quotes and make it a little clearer. I am going to stand for the anthem because that's the way I feel about the flag. So he didn't back off that, but he said it's because of the protests. He's
acknowledged it, though, Skip.
He
and we're saying he doesn't have to join in on the protest.
Okay, so remember, Tom Brady does a weekly spot on WEEI in Boston, and so I think he did it yesterday. The quotes we're using. What happened on Thursday night? You should know above all people because it might have been the greatest night of your career. I've never seen you happier on a Friday after the opening Thursday night. They got it handed to them 21-0 in the fourth quarter. So look, I get you. You're right. This is not the guy who's going to take that stand because he's never taken these kinds of social, racial, powerful, away from football stands. It's just not who he is. But especially after they got humiliated on Thursday Night Football on the national stage as the defending champion. You are not going to get that out of Tom Brady at that moment.